ID.7 is one of the most anticipated members of the VW ID family, capable of covering the longest driving distance, charging the battery the fastest, and having new technological solutions not yet seen in other VWs. Yes, the competition in the segment is certainly high, but the ID.7 is ready to find its place among such giants as the Tesla Model 3 or even S, or the world's car of the year 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6, or even the BMW i5 or Mercedes EQE. Today I have the exclusive opportunity to test this highway cruiser here in Marseille area in France, so stay tuned to find out everything what others choose to keep silent about, but you definitely need to know. I'm Tadas from OEV4ME, about electric cars in a nutshell. VW currently offers two versions of the ID.7, one with the highest capacity 77 kWh battery ever fitted on the MEB platform and a new 86 kWh net capacity battery not yet offered in the other models. Both models are rear-wheel drive only and are powered by an updated motor with 82 extra horsepower, which is now also available in other ID series EVs. Due to the extra weight, the ID.7 with the larger battery will accelerate slightly slower, but you won't feel the difference. And if 6.5 seconds doesn't do it for you, wait for the sportier all-wheel drive ID.7 GTX, which VW promises to unveil very soon. Since the ID.7 with the bigger battery won't hit the road until next year, the 77 kWh version we tested should get you as far as 621 km according to the VLTP standard. Of course, in real-world conditions these figures will be lower, but compared to the other ID's relatives, the sleeky-shaped 7th will certainly take you further. In summer, you should easily reach the promised 600 km in the city, maybe even more, but in winter you'll get only around 350 km. If you are sensitive about range anxiety, choose the ID.7 with the larger battery, and extra kilometers should allow you to reach your desired destination with even fewer stops for charging. During our tests, we enjoyed the scenic roads around Marseille and covered over 400 kilometers in a few days. Unfortunately, the weather was not typical for the south of France. Around 10 degrees and rain meant that when we were winding along country roads and driving at the maximum allowed speeds on motorways for almost more than a third of the route, ID.7's onboard computer was showing around 18 kWh per 100 kilometers. This means that in this situation and the mode, we could cover around 430 kilometers. So I fully believe that in non-test mode and in more favorable weather conditions, you would often cover at least 500 kilometers. That's what our ID.7 predicted when we started our road tests. As for the battery charging, all ID family EVs have a maximum AC charging rate of up to 11 kilowatts, and the ID.7 is not an exception. So charging the battery at that power will charge you up for 100 kilometers in about 2 hours. DC fast charging will reach 175 kilowatts with a smaller ID.7 battery, while the larger battery can reach 200 kilowatts. But these relatively high figures will be seen only for a short period of time, as the speed will decrease when the batteries are filled. The more important figure is therefore the average battery charging rate, which will be 120 or 140 kilowatts, depending on which battery the ID.7 has. However, what's new in electric VWs is ID.7's ability to precondition the battery for the charging, to raise its temperature to the optimum for the best charging rate. This can be achieved by setting a charging stop as your destination in the ID.7 navigation or by manually pressing a button at least 20 minutes before the stop. Other IDs that do not have this feature charge much slower in the cold season than they can do in the summer. Unfortunate. As far as the experience of entering the ID.7 cabin is concerned, the first and most noticeable thing is the quality of the finishing materials. Compared to ID.4, everything is even softer, smoother, more comfortable, and even better quality. The main screen has been updated and is larger than in other electric cars of the ID series. One innovation was most noticeable when entering the tunnel or after dark. The temperature and sound control bars are finally illuminated. But the biggest difference is what's on the screen and how it's displayed. A brand new operating system that, unlike the old versions, works flawlessly, fast and smooth. In fact, the new ID.4s and ID.5s are already getting this updated display as well. Double glazed windows in the front and rear doors ensures a very quiet and comfortable atmosphere in the ID.7 cabin, so you can enjoy the newest addition to the VW ID family of electric cars equipment, the Harman Kardon sound system. In addition to the adaptive speed and lane keeping assistance that I already used almost every day, the ID.7 also features a data sharing system that will select which part of the lane to drive in based on your own and other VW's driving habits. For example, if you are driving on the motorway with not very smooth surface, to avoid potholes in the middle of the lane, the system will select a trajectory closer to the middle of the lane, where there are fewer potholes, based on the most frequent driving habits of you and other drivers on that stretch of the road. It will be very interesting to test this. For those who like bigger boot spaces, VW also presented the ID.7 Estate at the event, which they decided to name Tourer. By the way, if you're wondering how the ID.7's specs compare to the Tesla, BMW, Mercedes-Benz or Hyundai's electric saloons, click on the links in the video description or visit the Best TV4Me platform.